Buying your first exotic car. Shelby Beast back here. Anyway, I'm about to head out real quick. Let's talk about buying your first exotic car. I got hit up, I guess in the YouTube comment. Thank you for hitting me up. Asking me, you know, to kind of shine some light a little bit about that. Buying your first exotic car is definitely exciting, but I think there's a little bit things you might want to think about real quick. If you like Lamborghinis and want to learn how to finance a Lamborghini, hit subscribe. If you like supercars and wanted to know about shitty exotic car dealerships, I'm the expert. Hit subscribe. Do it. So I'm not a rich guy, you know, I really mean that. I never look at it coming into this whole Lamborghini thing like, oh, I'm a rich guy, you know what I mean? I kind of look at it like I wanted that fucking car. I just wanted that car. That was my dream. I was a kid with a guy, you know, with the Lamborghini Diablo on the wall, you know, the poster on the wall. Basically, but you gotta define rich, right? Like, what do you mean by rich exactly? Everybody's different, you know. I don't think I'm rich. I don't look at it like I'm a rich guy at all. I look at it like I'm just another Joe Blow. Just so you guys know, I started off, you know, with a Nissan Z. I had like 4 of them. My first one was actually 350Z. That got repoed. Those are the days where I was really poor. Did a shitty deal, 0 down type deal, and the payments came out to like $1,300 a month. That got towed. Not towed, but I came, anyway, we got towed. And then I made some money about the second 350Z, an orange one. First one was blue. And then the third one was a 370Z, a silver one. Sorry, 3 Nissan Z, not 4. I made a mistake there, forgive me. So I made the got the third Nissan Z, and that was kind of cool. 370Z convertible, you know. Oh shit, hold on, kid. What the hell? These guys. Alright, ruined my show here. So yeah, the mentality of buying your first exotic car is very important, you know. Just so you guys know, yeah, like I said, I started off with those 3 Nissan Z's, right? And then I stepped up to an SUV, a Audi Q7, and that was MSRP at like 85 grand, fully spec'd out. That would be like my first big purchase, you know. Remember the Nissan Z's are like 30, right? A used one maybe 25, 30, 20, whatever the hell that area would be of the price. That's pretty cool. What's all that about? Yeah, so I'm trying to get to the mentality of it, you know, buying your first exotic car. Obviously, I'm trying to ask how I did it. Like I said, you know, my big purchase was that $83,000 car. Obviously, I did a loan, and I don't always buy things cash. Sometimes I do financing as well. I even lease cars. You know, lease cars, financing. It just depending on business, really. You know what I mean? So that's the number one thing. So, and I'm gonna continue to do so. It worked out pretty well every time. Haven't like, you know, went broke or anything. So, you know, buying car cash, lease, all that kind of stuff. We'll talk about that in a different video. For now, I just want to focus on the mentality, you know, of buying your first exotic car, which is, like I said, this SUV is $83,000 car, and that is brand new. They did pretty well on it. In fact, after we were done with the damn car, I sold it and still have equity, you know, for other cars, which is pretty cool. And we'll talk more about that in a different video too, how to do that, you know. So after the Audi Q7, this is where things got interesting, because I jumped from Q7 straight to this is really my first exotic car, which is an Audi R8 Spider. It's a white one with a red top, you know. I really think that was the first beginning of my journey, you know, for the exotic, buying my first exotic car. Yeah, it's a V10 convertible, right when that Iron Man came out, part 2. So that alone right there was the first step, right? And then something went bad with business, so I had to sell the car, and then I laid low for a little bit, then I came back and got another Audi R8 V10 Plus, black one, real sick, real fast, even better than the first one, but it wasn't convertible though, a see-through glass engine. Yeah. So yeah, that was my first exotic, well, my second exotic. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that the question is, where are you right now at the food chain? You know what I mean? Do you have a car? If you don't have a car, it's gonna be tough to try to finance anything, but if you have a car, depending on what the price of that car is, then we can start looking into if you have your car that you own around $30,000, $40,000, well, clearly the bank's gonna want to finance you right around the same. You can step up a little bit on the price. You probably will be able to get something like 60 grand, 70 grand, but they're gonna need some level of down payment, right? But the point I'm trying to make is that, it's probably buying your first exotic car shouldn't be something too crazy. You know what I mean? It should be something obviously pre-owned with super low miles. Credit score. So what do you need to be? Just so you know, the banks, the car dealerships, banks, they all prefer to see 740 minimum. 740 is your sweet spot, Of course, 700 is better than 600, right? But sweet spot is 740. Anything 740 and up, you're pretty much good. But that's not the end of the story. That's just the score. They want to see how long do you have any car history. If you only finance a car for like 20 grand, it's gonna be hard to try and finance $40,000 car. Clearly, you don't have that experience, like getting a job. So think about that. Yeah, the credit score, first step, 740 or above. That's where you want to be. So yeah, that's what I think. How I did it. It's not what I think. That's how I did it. Like baby steps. All the way to, so after my second Audi R8, guess what? Then from there I got my Huracan. Then the Huracan became the Aventador S Roadster right now. And the Aventador S Roadster right now is gonna become the SVJ Roadster. You see, we're going higher and higher. And I think after SVJ Roadster, it's probably gonna be one-offs or something of the successor SVJ, the new, successor ones. Yeah. Basically, I had to start small, you know what I mean? Because obviously, when you're trying to do the loan thing and all that kind of stuff, I was so used to getting turned down, and for the life of me, I didn't understand, like, what the fuck, like, why can't I get financed, Yeah, despite, of course, I have a bad credit at the time, right? So I thought I'd shed some light. A lot of this is all mental though. First, the first step right now is to understand, like, okay, where you're at right now. If you don't have any car at all, then clearly you need to try to figure out how to get the first car, right? And my very first car is a Toyota MR2. Actually, it was like $6,000, $6,500, something like that. But anyway, so I say that based on the mentality of the whole thing, you're trying to understand where you're at right now. So if you're the guy that you have like $30,000 car, $40, or the $50,000 car already, then you're kind of ready, man, to jump up to the Gallardo, Gallardo, Lamborghini, like a Gallardo or Gallardo, depending on how you pronounce that. Or an Audi R8 V8, you can find like 80, 90 grand, In other words, that's your next stop, you know what I mean? Well, like I said, Nissan GTR, that's a nice one as well. Nissan GTR. So yeah, so that's another good option as well to look into, I don't know. Leave me some comments. Like, what do you think? What would be your first one? And what the hell do you have right now? That would be a good question, And hit me up, down in the comments as well. See what your thoughts are. But that would be the first steps about, on buying your first exotic car, is to have the correct mentality and understand how things are going to work, The The other thing also I didn't mention yet, and I can't go too much in this video, it'll take too long, is if you get another car, are you planning to trade the one you have now, or are you going to sell, you know? Some people take the easy road, which is try to trade. That's a no-no. That's like the worst thing you could have done, is trade. When you trade the car in, you're always going to get screwed, just so you know that. So I'm going to teach you guys to avoid doing that. But we'll talk about that in the next video. So hit subscribe as well. Anyway, made it home. So if you're watching this video, I want you guys to think about where you're at right now. What kind of car do you have right now? If you have no car, then maybe the first step is to think about a pretty cheap ass car to start with. The key here is to start with something. But if you're, you know, the guy with a $30,000 car, then you gotta start and think about the higher car, right? That would be a good mentality, yeah, to start off. I mean, I'm just being honest. That's how I did it, you know. There's no magical pill, learn how to buy cars zero down bullshit. That's not it. That's not it. The key here is to be well prepared and well informed, so you could start to get the direction. You know what I mean? Now, if you're wondering, like, well, I don't have shit. I don't make any money. Well, I have another channel coming up. Guess what? It's called King Bling. That'll teach you how to make some money. Anyway, so hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. If you love supercars, exotics, want to learn how to get one, and I'm an expert with learning how to, and an expert dealing with shitty car dealerships. Hit subscribe, join the community, join the club. Do it.